It's time to see how E&C came to be while shining a light on the Roanoke River Lighthouse and Maritime Museum in Plymouth. We're here with Tad Howington, the curator for the Roanoke River Lighthouse and Maritime Museum here in Plymouth. Thanks so much for having us today.
Oh, I'm certainly glad to have you.
So could you tell us about, what's going on in this room?
What we do here at the museum is that we celebrate life on the river, the importance of the Roanoke River in this region of North Carolina, and also it's important to the development of Plymouth as an early port town here in North Carolina. And from fishing to the timber industry to shipping, we cover it all.
Tad, so why is it so important to know the history of this area?
Well, the history of the river and it's important to the region itself really helped define us as a community over the last 200 years. Plymouth was founded as a port town on the Roanoke River in the 1780s. And by the early 19th century, we had customs house, we had ocean-going vessels here. In fact, we were the second largest port in North Carolina by tonnage shipped outside of Wilmington. And so Plymouth was born on the river, it was raised on the river, and now we're embracing the river again.
Tad, so where are we now?
We're in the back part of the museum and some additional specific types of exhibits that we have back here. This one behind us here talks about Plymouth as a bustling port town and about some of the different people and the characters that were on the river. We talk about fishermen, we talk about how they fished.
Tad, so we're in the Roanoke River Lighthouse. What's the history behind it?
1866, the Light Service decided that they needed to start building a series of 17 small river lights around the Albemarle and down into the Pamlico region. And the first one built was the one on the Roanoke River in 1866. In fact, it turned its light on January 1st, 1867. And it lasted for about 20 years and it burned. It was so important to have a light on the Roanoke River that the Light Service immediately brought in another lighthouse and put it in its place, and it lasted for about 5 months.
Oh, wow.
And so they immediately built a third Roanoke River lighthouse, and that stayed until it was decommissioned in the 1930s.
And so how did this structure come to be?
This structure was built in the mid-2000s, 2004, 2005, and it is an exact replica using the original plans that were used in 1866 to build it.
Very cool.
So as close as possible, they use the same type of materials, the same building style, that sort of thing, really to let you understand what was going on here. What we have here, we have exhibits in the lighthouse that talks about the light service, the different lighthouses, even a couple of the light keepers. But this would have originally been 4 small rooms on this level. And there would have been a kitchen because the lightkeeper lived on the lighthouse itself, in the lighthouse itself. Well, the lightkeeper was responsible for water rescues.
Oh, wow.
And so if he rescued someone, he could bring them back and they have a place to stay until they could be evacuated to wherever they needed to go.
Yeah. Make sure to come back to Hello E&C every week as we uncover the history of how E&C came to be.